Hello and welcome to a special edition of UMTV News. My name is Danny New, and tonight we are focusing on the small world around us, the campus community, and the construction that it's been going through, or as I like to call it, Canestruction. Hello. Now, the campus is going through some changes. It has acne, it started noticing girls. Okay, maybe it's not exactly campus's puberty, but like puberty, it's pretty controlled. And with human initiative comes human error. And one of the most recently built campus constructions might just have a few. Our reporter Breanna Browning is live at the Shalala Student Center with the story. Breanna?
Thanks, Danny. The University of Miami is in the process of remaking its campus to be more eco-friendly, as well as more responsive to the needs of students, faculty, and the community at large. I'm here in front of the Donna E. Shalala Student Center, which was built in the midst of this to contribute to these needs, but many are questioning whether it's serving its purpose efficiently.
I use the Shalala Student Center, I would say at least twice a week, maybe more. I'm a P100. When we bring in students and their families that come to visit campus, this is like one of the buildings that they want to see the most of because it's like our newest, bright and shiny building.
The Shalala Student Center was open to students in the fall of 2013, costing over $46 million. It was past President Donna Shalala's vision for nearly a decade.
The students really needed a facility, a place where they could meet, for collaboration and studying.
The Student Center hosts a variety of events and offers numerous lounges and study places for students in the community, but there are some who believe that the building design is still not architecturally sound.
A lot of the things that we learn in the School of Architecture aren't really shown in the design of our own campus, which is a little bit strange to me. This building itself, I think right now it's in the process of being certified as a LEED building.
Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, or LEED, is one of the most popular green building certification programs used worldwide that aims to help building owners and operators be environmentally responsible and use resources efficiently.
It's sitting right on the lake, which is something like there are definite setbacks that usually LEED has to push in order to get that certification. You have to be a certain distance away from all natural waterways so that the building and its foundation don't tamper with that.
Aside from LEED standards, there are also unpleasing architectural designs in this building.
Grand staircase is interesting. I'm not quite sure what kind of statement was being made when it was as part of the design of the building.
If you're walking underneath a staircase like that, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. Like you see that those stairs are above your head and they're not being visibly supported by anything. And also just walking up those stairs and being able to see the ground below you isn't a comforting thing.
Even with these problems, the Student Center has become an important addition to student life on campus.
I think aesthetically, where it's located right on the lake is amazing. I think it's a great place to just hang out. I think it's great that people can go have a cup of coffee, great place to meet informally or formally.
I think it's met the students' needs, yeah. I think the programming that it has in here is useful because like before this building, like the student organizations never really had their own spaces to go into. So like I think for me, that's like one of the biggest improvements that this building brought to campus, because that wasn't really a thing before this.
If you would like to check out the Shalala Student Center for yourself, it is open Sunday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. Back to you at the desk, Danny.
Thank you, Breanna. Okay, we've talked about the past, so let's spend some time on the present. Look, guys, you can give me any present for Hanukkah you want. It really doesn't matter. No, just kidding. I meant the present as in right now. One of the hottest topics of the semester has been the Gifford Arboretum and whether its position here on campus is secure. Our reporter Justina Coronel is here with the story. Justina?
That's right, Danny. Even though the Arboretum has been on campus since 1947, the talks of a road going through has been going on for some time as well. I was able to speak to the Arboretum's director and some students on their thoughts of this possibility. Gifford Arboretum is a collection of important trees and plants for the importance of education and research. The Arboretum was planted in 1947, where over 350 plants were donated by local, state, and federal nurseries. Today, the collection is organized for teaching and research purposes, with individual identification tags on each plant. The Arboretum's director, Steve Pearson, explains why the Arboretum is quite different from anything else on campus.
Arboretum is just a very beautiful, tranquil place. It's a nice place for students to come and relax, to escape from the stress of the normal student life that they go through. So there's all sorts of levels that you can appreciate and enjoy the Arboretum.
The idea of a road possibly coming through the Arboretum has caused some opposition from students.
It's like a little sanctuary out here, and it's private, and it's nice, and it's quiet, and it's pretty. I think it's one of the prettiest places on campus. So I don't know why they would want to build a road through here. I'm completely against that.
It's already small, and there's already, construction going on everywhere, so it's like the only safe haven away from the roads. So putting a road through it would kind of ruin the experience.
The topic of building a road through the Arboretum has been going on for some time, but the Arboretum's director is hoping for the contrary.
The need for the road has decreased, and at the same time the choices where it could possibly go have decreased, where that if they did want to put a circular road, it would have terrible impact on the Arboretum. So far we've had a lot of neighbors come forward that they don't want to see the Arboretum harmed, and I'm very confident we will win this battle, but I don't want to be complacent. I want to be down there and make sure that we carry it to the finish line.
If you would like to take a tour of the Arboretum or want any updates, check out their website at www.bio.miami.edu/arboretum. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Justina. And now for our final portion of this segment. Okay, we talked about past, talked about present. That just leaves a few good men. Nope. Future. Leaves future. Particularly the future of the housing experience on campus. And after all, most of the residential colleges on campus are at least 35 to 50 years old, and that's kind of old. Not for humans, professors, just for buildings. It's old for buildings. But there is actually a plan, a 10-year plan, to restructure the entire campus lifestyle, and last week I sat down with the Senior Executive Director of Housing, Jim Smart, to scope it out.
Jim Smart, Senior Executive Director of Housing and Residential Life. Thank you so much for letting me interview you today.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
What's the first step you're taking here?
We really kind of started the process with a white paper, kind of what's the problem. We have a lot of older buildings, a lot of deferred maintenance, don't really meet our needs. And there was really two versions of that, one of which was to keep the towers and renovate them. Another version which was to take down the towers and replace them. President Shalala was the president at the time, and looked around the room and said, they need to go.
It's time.
It's time.
They're a little old.
So anyway, the plan we came up with has 3 phases. Phase 3 is then to systematically renovate Eaton, Mahoney, and Pearson. We had looked at potentially tearing these buildings down too, but only in Coral Gables, Florida, would something that's 50 years old be historically significant.
And who makes the call on that?
Well, there is and I'm not sure the exact name, but it's basically, it's a historic preservation board for the city. It's made up of architects and historians. These buildings are supposed to be classics of kind of international style, and we have our own spin on it called Miami Modern, which is, has a little bit of the Art Deco, a little bit of the Art Nouveau, some color. The gables will probably make us keep those. And now we can gut the insides, but the outsides need to remain pretty much the way they are.
As you go on to do that, meet the student needs, I got to ask, just because I'm curious, where is the money coming from? So is this coming just from like Momentum 2 campaign? Is that like the primary funder?
Well, we're really expecting really big contributions from our new network anchors as they leave and start their careers.
I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to the higher ups.
We'll definitely be in touch.
Absolutely.
There are a couple ways we're going to do this. One is the basic plan was built on bonds, so it's self-funding. Now, having said that, the board has also made a decision to open a new campaign, kind of a mini campaign over the next couple of years. That hasn't been announced yet, so don't spread that news too far. But with the idea of soliciting funds to help do this project.
One question I have is the radio tower is currently on top of Hecht. That gets torn down. The new buildings will not be as tall as Hecht. Is there any plan initially what to do with the radio tower that currently holds a signal for WVUM, the student radio station?
Yes and no. It is going to be relocated on campus. I'm not sure at this point that we have identified exactly where it's going to go.
Okay. Thank you for answering that. I know it's a tough question. Okay, so now got all that interview stuff out of the way. Are you excited, though? Do you have time to be excited for this wonderful process?
I contain myself.
I'm glad you're excited. And again, Jim Smart, Senior Executive Director of Housing for the University of Miami, thank you so much for coming to talk to us today.
Thank you. I appreciate being asked.
And that will do it for this segment of UMTV News, the Canestruction edition. Now, hopefully, as a school keeps altering, it will remember to learn from the past, to apply to the present, to then use as a test for the future. As Uncle Ben said to Peter Parker, with great power tools comes great responsibility. Think about that. It's something like that. So good night, and thank you for watching.